There has been a lot of apprehension regarding the future of Call of Duty, but why is this the case? Today we're going to chop it up about why players should be worried about Call of Duty 2023, reportedly Modern Warfare 3. I touched base on a few things in a couple of recent videos, but here we're really going to unpack things a bit more. If you're new, welcome and consider subscribing. You can expect at least 2 videos from the channel weekly, and it'd be dope to have you. If you're returning, welcome back. Go ahead and like the video on your way in. Also, check out my guys over at Waves Customs, but more on them later. For now, let's talk about Modern Warfare 3. As you go along, drop your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. So I stumbled across this blog, and you know I had to click on it and check it out, so I decided to share with you guys. And it started off by saying, Call of Duty 2023, here's why players need to be worried about this year's Modern Warfare. Activision has been trying its best to keep the community hooked and engaged with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. However, it looks like nothing is going in favor of the publisher or the series itself. In fact, it has even struggled to sustain a healthy player count in the last few months, despite receiving significant seasonal updates. So I have a genuine question about the first sentence. Have they really been trying their hardest to keep us hooked and engaged in Modern Warfare 2? It is subjective, but I don't quite think so. If anything, they have been trying to catch and engage our wallets. Usually a business that's trying to keep customers engaged with their product asks for their opinions and incorporates their feedback. This is the most effective way to keep customers engaged, and we aren't quite seeing that. It seems like they are heavily trying to take the Fortnite approach, but the only difference is they are charging us $70. And what I mean by that is obviously having the primary source of revenue being microtransactions, with operator skins, bundles, and whatnot. I don't think anyone is saying they want these collaborations with things that aren't really affiliated with Call of Duty at all. Having creators in the game that are representing the Call of Duty community and have been for some time now, I understand 100%. Everything else is just a bit nugatory in my personal opinion, but let me know your take down in the comments. Considering the state of the current installment, all eyes were set on this year's rumored Modern Warfare 3 just a while ago. It was expected to be a return to the classic old school Call of Duty experience, but now the situation appears to be all but hopeful. Well, there are crucial reasons to believe so. To begin with, the development phase for the rumored premium offering has been weird to say the least. Initially, there were speculations that it was going to be an expensive DLC expansion, being a continuation of Modern Warfare 2's story. However, Activision never made such a confirmation, let alone change their tradition of rolling out a new COD each year. Plus, the publisher made it very clear that 2023 was going to be its own standalone game. But again, considering the rumors of it being a DLC filled with new maps and modes, it is much easier to work upon, especially when taking into account the time required to develop an expansion compared to a full-fledged title. On top of it, the studio which is expected to lead the development of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is Sledgehammer. The latter just came off from its previous project, Vanguard, only last year. It means there's been hardly any time for the studio to work in detail on Call of Duty 2023 in terms of brainstorming on multiplayer, single player, and co-op missions, and Zombies Outbreak, which is alleged to be in Call of Duty 2023 as well. So if one has to assume that Sledgehammer's team was initially working on an expansion of Modern Warfare 2, it seems they need to speed up in terms of adding aforementioned modes, combined with unique zombies-based content. Now that's a lot of work to do in such a short time period. Perhaps it could be one of the reasons why Modern Warfare 3 is expected to be revealed in August. Usually, Activision prefers to give the first look at the brand new Call of Duty entry around May or June. That's been the case with a lot of recent installments. Hence, there are some questions one can ponder right now. Will Modern Warfare 3 be a polished game at launch? Is the beta going to be the final version that players get? So all of this uncertainty within itself is pretty much enough to assume that Modern Warfare 3 will pretty much downright flop. It seemed like shortly after the launch of Modern Warfare 2, developers were scrambling behind the scenes with the game not even being playable at some points, with blue screening PCs or even consoles at one point. With the little bit of time they have to release an all-new title, it would make sense that we are going to have the same exact problems, if not worse. In my personal opinion, they would have been better off trying to continue to polish up Modern Warfare 2 and possibly do better than they did in the first year. I can guarantee if they start listening to the community and being even a little more transparent, this would be a literal game changer. Within the last few months with both X-Defiant betas, we have had more transparency from that development team than we have had from Call of Duty in years. The only way I see things turning around and performing well with Modern Warfare 3 is they manage to hire a bunch of superstars with galaxy brain ideas and extraordinary IQs. But let's be real here, I am willing to wager that that is not the case. Another thing that can hamper the release of Modern Warfare 3 is it might not feel unique. Considering the fact that it is a direct sequel to the current game, players can expect to have the same set of weapon arsenal and overall vibe. This means it probably won't differ in style compared to Modern Warfare 2. And this is facts. I mentioned in a previous video about Modern Warfare 3 being a direct copy and paste of Modern Warfare 2. Hypothetically, on top of that, we won't be seeing any of our progression carryover, such as camos or operators that we have purchased or put in plenty of time for. That can deter players from wanting to invest in Call of Duty 2023. As much as I want to make sense of this entire situation, I just can't. As someone who really wants to see Call of Duty do well, and someone who has literally been playing Call of Duty for more than half of my life, I do not feel optimistic about this at all. Before we duck out of here, let's talk about my guys over at Waves Customs. If you are tired of the Astro A40s or maybe even the HyperX Clouds, if you want to try some in-ear monitors, check out my boys over at Waves. I use these for both live music and playing games. The sound is absolutely extraordinary. You can get up to 4 drivers with the crystal clear mix in your ears. Even when it comes to cosmetics, the possibilities are absolutely endless with Waves Customs. Maybe you want your favorite esports team's logo on your headphones, or maybe you want your favorite e-girl on your headphones. Whatever the case may be, Waves also kills it as far as aesthetics. Get Waves fitted for your ears only just by scanning your ears with your smartphone, both iPhone and Android. They offer a damn good product for a one-of-a-kind experience. Check these guys out. It'll be the first link down in the description. If you decide to cop a pair, let me know what you think. Then there's also a content problem. Sledgehammer's game may not end up getting a thumbs up from the community if it fails in giving the users enough stuff to grind and earn. That is, it will need to offer unique maps, more weapons, rewards, and challenges. If the makers don't provide an enjoyable experience, the overall game will suffer. Eventually, the entire game might get wasted in fixing it rather than focusing on the seasonal updates and content for a full year. In other words, the situation could get really out of hand for developers in the long run. Now, I am biased here when it comes to Sledgehammer games. I am convinced they have made some of the worst Call of Duties we have ever seen in Call of Duty history. Vanguard, World War II, and Advanced Warfare were all very subpar Call of Duty games in my personal opinion. I do know Advanced Warfare did perform pretty well to a degree, and a lot of people really dug Advanced Warfare. I personally just didn't care for it. And as far as weapons, rewards, and challenges, at the beginning of Modern Warfare 2, I thought this was a cool concept because it was something different. Realistically, it is a pain in the ass. And as someone who plays the game pretty often, I still have less than half of the camos unlocked, and even some of the weapon attachments I still don't have unlocked, because by the time January came around, it seemed a lot more like a chore than working toward an award. So overall, I just don't have a good feeling about the future of Call of Duty, as sad as it is to say. But if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. I greatly appreciate it. If you dug the content, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more weekly gaming content. But that is where we're going to wrap things up for today. All y'all take care. Thank you for your time, and I'm out.